where's the go live? Hold on, hold on, y'all. If you can see us, we just now getting live on all platforms. So come on in. We're gonna be doing some serious Q&A, but I want to make sure we're good. I gotta log into Instagram on my phone, but we should have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all on this live. So we're gonna do okay. Perfect. I see it here on Facebook. We're good. As you come in, if you could like the broadcast, if you could share the broadcast, that would be wonderful. I'm just gonna do some really rapid fire Q&A. Good to see you, Ben Jones. Great to see you. We're gonna do some real rapid fire Q&A, and we're gonna make sure that everybody who is gonna be in the market for a car, if you're shopping for a car, we're gonna make sure that you know what you need to get. So to save all the money that you're supposed to save. What's up, Anessa from Texas? Great to see you. I'm trying to see Dolan. My man Dolan is on in the background supporting. How do I see the comments on Instagram? Because when I go in, if I go live, maybe I go live here too. Let me see if that works. So if I go live here too. Oh, wait, I never hit go live in Instagram. Hold on, let's get Instagram set up. Bear with us. This is our first time doing this like this. And we just want to make sure Instagram could be in the room. All right, hold on. We coming back, Instagram. But get your questions ready. As y'all can see, as you come on, I do have my new book that we'll be talking about all through the broadcast. It's 75% off for 10 minutes. So if you go to Deshone's book, some of you may know I have a book, but we didn't. This is our first time formally releasing it. So I wanted to do a special 75% off for 10 minutes. Let's go. All right, just let us get into Instagram because we were on last night too. I don't know if any of you on YouTube and Facebook were able to see us last night. We got on late last night for a test. It was great. We were on till like 1 a.m, and we had people from all around the country on for 2 hours. I wouldn't even been that long, but everybody began to say that everybody was like, "Listen, it's late, but we don't want you to stop yet." So we just kept it going. So hold on. All right, so I think we got to stop Instagram because we don't have the right stream key in there. I had to restart the stream key. So all right, what we'll do is Welcome to Dix.com. We'll go to TikTok. I'm sorry, Instagram. I'm gonna go back to TikTok on my phone, and then we'll just have to get Instagram in there later. All right, so we'll go. We're going back to TikTok. So we're gonna do like we did last night. We'll have TikTok on, we'll have YouTube on, and then we'll have Facebook on. So welcome, Sheila. I see you were in here last night. Great. Welcome to everybody. Could you please, as you come in, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. My name is Deshone the Auto Advisor. I want to make sure that you have all the information you need to save the most money on cars possible. That is my mission. So I appreciate the people who share the broadcast, tag somebody, no matter where you're at. If you're on Facebook, tag somebody so that we can make sure nobody's ever going to be mad with you sharing my channel with them. I guarantee you, because we hold ourselves accountable to making sure that y'all get what y'all need. So let's talk. We got TikTok. Just send in your questions. Type them. I can see Facebook and Instagram here. I can see Facebook and YouTube here. I can see TikTok here. Thank you, Just Blaze. Absolutely. All right. Would you recommend leasing first 3 years, then buy out through your credit union? Hondas usually have more equity after 3 years. So I notice a lot of people are talking about equity on a lease. Here's the thing. We must check to see if we have equity before we return our car. How many of you have actually had a lease that you just turned it in at the end? Just turned it into the dealership? Type me in the comments. We have to start checking for equity before we ever return the lease. But here's what we can't do. We can't bank on equity. So although, yes, you want to check, and you check by calling your bank, finding out what your payoff is, and then we go to companies that buy cars same day they pay cash. This is Driveway. This is CarMax. This is Carvana. This is AutoNation. This is KBB Instant Cash Offer. We're going to these companies to get our offers, because once you know how much equity you have, or if you have equity, you know what to make your next move. Dad, we have to 300 people on TikTok. Appreciate TikTok always coming in. As you come in on TikTok, could y'all just tap the screen? Can we shoot the likes up so we can let TikTok know that we are, that we talking some serious business? We trying to set people free here. And if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, can you send this broadcast to somebody? Or if you haven't subscribed, can you please subscribe if you get value out of the information we're talking about? So you have to determine your equity. You cannot, we can no longer, first of all, it's one thing I want to eliminate. I want y'all to eliminate from your vocabulary. I'll talk about this all in my book. The book is 75% off during our launch for 10 minutes. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. One of the things we have to do is always make sure we're not using the word trade. We're not using the word trade. I want y'all to get the word trade out of your vocabulary. I'm going to tell you why. I want y'all to learn a bidding system. When it comes to getting your cars, you're going to go out of the one-to-one and you're going to start making people bid. You're going to start getting multiple offers. You're going to start looking at multiple options. That's the way you buy everything. Good to see you, Marvin. I see you on TikTok. I see you, Alice. Thank you for sharing. When you get into getting bids, y'all going to see that you save so much money way easier than you used to save trying to negotiate with people. So we get bids from companies that buy cars. We don't use Kelly's Blue Book. First of all, just in case you didn't know, I'm about to drop something on you. Kelly's Blue Book is owned by Cox Automotive, COX Automotive, who has built and owns several products that dealers use, from the CRMs they use to the used car evaluation tools. These are the same people that own Kelly's Blue Book. So Kelly's Blue Book is not a company you want to use to try to arm yourself with information. What you want to do is, appreciate it. You can get the book in my TikTok bio. I see it. Kelly's Blue Book is just go to my TikTok bio. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you can go to deshonsbook.com, or you can scan the QR code and you can get the book 75% off for 10 minutes. And I don't think you're going to leave the broadcast if you do it. I don't think you're going to leave the broadcast. You should be able to stay right here. So Kelly's Blue Book becomes this marketing site. So we have to use, when we're assessing equity, the most important thing, y'all, is we can only use real offers. We can't use what this website says our car is worth. It's about real offers. And these companies that I just named, they will write you a check fast. They're competing. And this is how you want to get cars. You want to separate your transactions. The person who's going to win your business for the new car is not going to necessarily be the same person who wins your bid to buy your old car. It used to be the only way you could do that is to sell your car privately. Oh, I want to make a little bit more money. Let me sell my car privately. But with these companies out here buying cars, you could sell your car the same day, sell your lease the same day, and you can walk away. Okay, so this is part of the strategies that I teach. I'm gonna go deep on everything tonight. I mean, while we're here, but I just want y'all to know this is what's in my book, like the absolute A to Z of buying cars from home. My scripts is certain things. Who's gonna be buying a new car or a used or leasing in the next, like, who's that? Your next car is either gonna be new or a lease. We'll talk about people who are getting pre-owned in a little bit. All right, so you got Brewster. You got Mr. Monaco. You got Cho. All right. So let me know if you're trying to sue Jaguar Buckhead. That's a hard thing. You don't see many lawsuits. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you supporting the broadcast. Shout out to the sharers. So you got Mary Davis. You got Ben Jones. Lease in a few weeks for Levatus. Okay, so you got a lot of you are going to be getting a new car or a lease. Here's how you got to do it. First of all, you need at least 5 offers. I'm going to tell you why. 80% of dealers we've seen. I work with people all around the country. I have a course called Maps Academy, Cars from Home University. And I've been working with people all around the country. So I get to see these deals all around the country, y'all, every week. What I could tell you is 80% of dealers continue to try to overcharge. They're trying to make all the money they can. And your job is to learn to find the 20% of dealers who will discount vehicles, who will come forth with all the discounts, all the rebates, will not mark up the money factor if you're leasing. You cannot go into one dealer, go back and forth, because if you're dealing with an 80%, even if they take off $2,000, you still lost. Even if they take off $5,000, you still lost, because they're starting so high. It doesn't matter how much we take off, we still gonna win. You can't deal with overpriced dealers. That's why I made a video about that. We don't negotiate with fake fees. We got to talk to dealers who are going to start from no fake fees, and then we go down from there if we're going to make a deal. And this only comes through sorting. So you want to get a price, get a vehicle, identify a vehicle, and then you want to give multiple dealers a chance to give you a price on that same vehicle. The way I like to do it is from home. I like to go through their website. You could do it by phone, but if you're going to do it by phone, you should only talk to a sales manager. If you're going to compare prices by phone, you don't want to talk to salespeople. So but I like to go through the websites, because that's when you could do it all by email without talking to anybody. So this is what's in my book. I call this the 25 to 5 strategy. If you want a copy of 75% off for 10 minutes, you can grab your copy. This is our official launch. Even though this book, look, y'all, even though this book, and we're gonna go deeper questions. Even though this book has never been released, we're already rated 4.94 on Goodreads.com. I was looking for the banner to show y'all, but oh my man. All right, here we go. Look. I've never released the book. Many of you have said, "Yo, I've never heard." But I never even mentioned the book. But we're this, just in the couple thousand copies that we've distributed privately, we've gotten a 4.94 rating on Goodreads, 27 reviews. So this is the official release of the book. This is the official release with 75% off and me doing these Q&As. I've been looking forward to doing Q&As for a while. All right, so let's go. Let me get back to the chat. Okay, so here we go. TikTok. Try to get your own financing. Well, we always get our own financing, but we also want to always give an opportunity for a dealer to beat the financing. This is very important. The difference between, look, I'm a fan of getting multiple offers for your financing. We always do that. Don't be committed to one bank, because you don't know. I don't care if it's your credit union, your bank. You don't know if another bank or credit union could do better. If they could save you 1 point on the interest rate, that could literally be $1,000. Depending on the price of the car, it could be more. So you got to really realize you got to take shopping for your loan just as serious as you take shopping for everything else. And it comes through bids. But you don't want to. I'll see some people who be like, yeah, I got my own finance. I'm not letting that dealer run my credit at all. Look, when you do it right, you're not letting anybody run your credit until you find your vehicle. I continue to say that. Yo, shout out to the sharers on TikTok. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everybody. Welcome to the people who are this is your first time being on a live with us. We appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, appreciate the subscribe. I appreciate you staying in touch with what we're doing over here in this mission. So welcome. But financing, you don't want to let anybody run your credit with a hard pull until you found your car, because then we open up something called the rate window. The rate window is a time period where the credit bureaus let you shop for your rate without affecting you. You could have 20 lenders access your credit, and it's going to have the same effect on your score as one hard pull. But you must do it within a certain period of time. Experian has an article that they wrote on it. It's called they say 45 days. But the point is, if you don't let anybody run your credit until you find your car, now you're going to find your car, then you're going to call your bank, your credit union, and then you're going to see what they can do. Because sometimes these banks need to know what car you're looking at? We're going to talk about that in some future lives, because everything that they see us do as the shoppers, they respond to it. Even though I'm a car salesman and I left in 2020, I'm still a buyer too. I'm still a consumer. I still need cars myself. I've gotten 6-7 cars in the last 10 years. So I see what they do when they see certain people do stuff. Oh, everybody's talking about pre-approvals. Well, now let's throw some pre-approvals out, confuse the people, and say, oh, well, we can't pre-approve you without a car in mind. Or, hey, we can't pre-approve you with a soft credit pull. So this is why what we do is we're not letting anybody run our credit until we find our car. And then you let these banks go back and forth for 24, 48 hours. You call the dealership and say, look, I got 6.99 from Navy Federal. If you could beat it, I'll go with y'all. Now the dealership is trying to beat it. See, it's a very different conversation when the dealership is trying to beat the rate you have versus when they're trying to see, well, what's the highest rate we think they'll pay? Very, very different. They're calling their banks. Hey, look, I need 5% to get this person. The only way they can get the business is by coming to you and saying, listen, good news. I talked to my bank. They're going to beat the rate you got on the outside. That's what you want. If they beat it by half a point, that could be $1,000. If some of you who are going to be buying $40,000, $50,000 vehicles, that could be $1,000. 1 point, half a point. So that's what I teach. We have to take the interest just as serious as we take the money from our old cars, just as serious as we take the money for the car we're buying. So you can go to DeshonesBook.com. You're not going to leave the broadcast. Listen, it's affordable for everybody. It was $97. It's been $97. But for 10 minutes, anybody could get it for 75% off. So let's keep the questions going. Let's go. This is how old a car to be before you. This is Marlene. Marlene on Facebook said, how old a car have to be before they finance it with the bank? So here's the thing. Usually, you could find banks. Some dealers have banks that'll finance 10-year-old cars, 8-year-old cars. But that doesn't mean you should be getting it. See, we have to be very careful, because what's the longest mortgage that anybody would take? What we've been taught this. Type this into the comment. What's the longest mortgage that anybody would take? I don't know what time I'll be on tonight. Tomorrow's my birthday, Sam, so I'm probably going to chill tonight. That's why I wanted to get on here early. Okay, 30. Look, 30. Look, 30. D, 30. Cassandra. So we know, y'all, that's basically, y'all know there are 40-year mortgages available. There's 50-year mortgages available. We don't take them. Why? Because it's been taught, if you have to take a 40-year mortgage to afford this house, you can't afford the house. If you got to take a 50-year mortgage, but there is no rules like that in cars, which means we have to make them up ourselves. So I have something called the rule of 72 and the 10th birthday. Some of you have heard. Now, this young lady asked, how old should the car be for the bank to finance it? What's the oldest car that you could get a loan on, basically? And the more important question that we got to ask, I answered that. Some banks will do 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, but it doesn't depend on what they'll give you a loan on. We have to know this car is too old for me to get a loan on it. And that's going to show that we can't afford it. Because here's what I tell people. If money is an object, you have to buy the smallest car, the least expensive car that'll cover all your needs. If you could get a Toyota Corolla that covers all your needs, get the Toyota Corolla. If money is an option, if money is tight, if you really need to make it work, you go get a Toyota Corolla. You go get a Hyundai Elantra. You go get a Honda Civic. Because these cars are brand new to $25,000, $23,000. You go get one of the small Kias. You get a small car, very little amenities. Forget the leather. Forget everything like that. Because when you go small, that means you could spend 10 grand and you could get yourself a nice one. If the car brand new was 25, 10 grand will still get you a nice one. Now, here's what a lot of people do, which is what I'm trying to make y'all aware of and warn you. Some people will go and say, I'm going to get a car that brand new, it was 30, it was 40. But I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to rebuild my credit, but I'm going to go get a car that brand new was 50 grand, which means when you go spend 10 grand and get one, you're getting one with 100,000 miles on it. This is what we don't want to do. And what you'll find is when you have these budgeting systems that I set up, and I have calculators that I created that are in the book. The reason it's an ebook and it's not a digital, not a print book, is because I got links in there. I got links to videos in there that you're going to see. Wow, I'll read some parts and then sometimes I'll link you to a video. But I have calculators in there. What we must do this is part of getting a great deal. Thank y'all. I appreciate all the happy birthdays. Part of getting a great deal is making sure we buy below our budget. Part of getting a great deal is making sure we buy below our budget, and we're not done yet, making sure we buy below market value, and making sure we get a quality car. Those three things are huge. Shout out to the sharers. Shout out to the sharers. I appreciate everybody who's sharing. Tag somebody. You know, everybody knows somebody who's in the market for a car. We must protect ourselves. We must protect ourselves. So, hold on. I've been looking for someone to share this information for years. God bless you, Mike. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. You know, so the rule of 72 on the 10th birthday, to wrap this up, it goes, I'm not going to buy a car that is, the loan on it is going to be past the 10th birthday of the car. Because when you have a loan on a car that's older than 10 years, you can't be surprised when things happen. You can't be surprised when things go wrong. So the three things that we focus on, that my book is teaching, that you'll hear me teaching all through my free videos, is we have to buy below our budget. We can't be near our max budget. We can't pay over our max budget ever. We want to buy below our max budget. Then we want to get our car, whether it's a lease, new car, or a used car, we want to get it below market value. And then the third thing is we have to get a quality car, because some people get great deals on bad cars and the car's always in the shop. So those three things must be accounted for. And you get them by getting bids. By getting bids and making sure. Bought the book. It's dope. Itself is dope. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who got your copy of the book. If you're watching on YouTube, you can scan the QR code. You could go to deshonebook.com, get 75% off. And you know, you could dig right into it. But yeah, it links to videos. I got my scripts in there. There's certain stuff I need y'all to say. If you're going to shop multiple offers, you got to talk to the dealership. But you could choose how you're going to talk to them. You could try to talk to them by phone. You don't want to talk to salespeople. You only want to be talking to people who could keep the conversation moving forward. Sales managers. See, when you call a sales manager and say, hey, look, I just looked at this. I just went to, Nissan or such and such. I got this car. I'm looking at this. It has this package. This was the offer they got. Do you have anything? Do you have anything that's similar? I'm open. See, now, the reason why that's okay, That's a better way to do it than you're currently doing it for sure. But the reason why I don't teach that as a system is because one, I have to teach something that'll work when 1,000 people are doing it. 1,000 people calling sales managers, that's why I do it early. Do it now, before. But what I like to do is we use the websites, because the website, you could keep everything organized in your inbox. Nothing gets lost to like talks. So what I teach in my book is I have scripts in there that I link to, so that when somebody says this, you say this. We know some 80% of dealers are going to say, hey, we need you to come in. We know 80% of dealers are going to say, yo, hey, it'd be easier if you were here. Hey, when can you come in? Hey, can I get your phone number? Can we get on the phone? We know that. So I know that because I used to have to use these same scripts when I worked there. So now I wrote scripts that we use to keep the conversation moving forward, to let them know we are purchasing from home, and that's what we're adamant about doing. And you're not going to get it off us off that. And what that allows us to do is talk to multiple dealers at once. So in the book, you'll hear me talk about something called the 25 to 5. Sometimes I mention it on videos. The 25 to 5 is when we're talking to 25 dealers at once, and our goal is to get 5 offers. That's our goal, to get 5 offers. Now, here's what's going to blow y'all mind the first time y'all use this and do this. When y'all see how different the offers are, it's going to blow your mind. Because between those, this is how we save $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 off cars. This is how we guarantee we're paying less than everyone else, because the 5 offers we get, you're going to see they're so different. One dealer is going to be charging $500 a month on a lease. Another dealer is charging $650, $700 a month. So you'll see. And then I tell you how to counter these and everything. So we got to counter. So let's see. So William said, if you find a car at one dealer, how do you get other dealers to bid? They're not bidding on the same car, William. They have a similar car. When I'm talking to 25 dealers, probably out of that 25, 8 to 10 are going to have something that I'm looking for, unless I'm looking for a very rare car. But most times, we'd rather talk to 25 dealers, because if I'm looking for a black or a white car, I give 25 dealers a chance to have it versus walking into 1 or 2 dealers and maybe they don't have it. So when you sit at home and you do you're getting one off. The way I teach, we get all the offers at once. Now, if y'all want to do it and try it your way, it's still better than what you're doing, is to get one price from one dealer and then call around to several other dealers, ask for the sales manager only, and then you get another price quote. But I rather do it with 25 dealers from home. I go through their website, and when you have the scripts, we tell them what we want on the website, and then we have conversations with all of them in our email, and we always set up a separate email. These little small things these allow us to make deals without being in the dealership. For like, this is how, let's see, this is Greg. Now, Greg was the first person. This is inside our private Facebook group we have, Maps Academy. Hold on, let me show y'all TikTok. So what y'all gonna see with Greg is, hold on, how do I flip my camera? Can I flip my camera on TikTok? Hold on. Flip camera. Here we go. So this is Greg. So that you can see the date. This was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He got a 1% lease deal. Now this was on a Kia EV6 Win. It's an electric vehicle. So he got a $7,500 rebate, but in addition to that, he got discounts off the car. So sometimes, y'all, we can't take just rebates and just assume, hey, if there's a $7,500 rebate. No, we still want money off from the dealer who's gonna. The rebate has nothing to do with the dealer who's giving us the offer. So you can see, look at the price of the car. It was $56,275. His lease payment on it is $527. Y'all, just so you understand, $56,275. Do y'all know what the payment would be on that type of vehicle? every $5,000 is $100 a month. That would be before tax. Let's put taxes in there. Hold on. Oh man, hold on. I think I might have just lost TikTok. Yeah, let's put taxes on there. We're talking about literally almost $1,200 a month. We're talking about literally almost $1,200 a month. There are people who went in the dealership, went to purchase this same car. Why am I have do not disturb on, but it's not letting me it's not letting me it's still letting calls come through. This is why I want to get TikTok. Hold on one second. I'm trying to stop this call from coming in. Okay. So this is why when I tell y'all, there's people who have taught y'all for years that leasing was a bad thing. They have cost y'all money. I will continue because I'm a numbers person. I will continue to show y'all, everyone who will listen, that leasing is made for people who don't keep their cars more than 8 years. That's what leasing is made for. And yet, many people are continuing to fall victim to bad financial advice. And it's costing y'all thousands of dollars. So there are people who are driving that same car that I literally just showed y'all for $800, $900, and they're only driving it for $800 if they put a ton of money down, because it's an $1,100 payment. It's $56,000. A $56,000 car on a 5-year loan is an $1,100 payment. That's what it is. If you get a good interest rate, if you take it for a 7-year loan, a 6-year loan, maybe it's $1,000 payment. It is nowhere near 900, near 800. This person's Greg is driving it for $527 a month because he knew how to shop. He shopped multiple offers. He got a dealer that was going to not just give him the rebate. We're going to get the rebate, but how much discount are you going to offer? Oh, I'll give you the rebate plus I get another $3,000 off. All right, I saved 10 grand off the car. All right, now what is my lease payment? Or if you're paying cash, all right, perfect. I saved 10 grand. So that's what I want. We have to be able to guarantee we got the best price in the market. We save the most money in the market, and that can only come through getting multiple offers. It will never come through going back and forth with one dealership. So if you just jumped on, welcome. I'll be doing Q&A for at least another 15 minutes. This is the intro of my book. This is the launch of my book. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. I'm doing 75% off it's always been $97, but for our real launch. This is our real launch. We have a couple thousand that we already got out there. It's already rated highly, thank God. But I wanted to do 75% off to really get in everybody's hands. So this is it right here. You can see it's rated 4.94 on Goodreads, 31 rated already, 27 written reviews already. Very thankful. So get your copy if you just want everything I teach in one place. No. If you want everything I teach in one place, that's what it's about. I already put what I teach in video form, but the book is everything, every strategy, used cars, leases, selling leases, step by step in one place. So somebody said, I thought you said never pay cash. Oh, if you're on TikTok, you can get your copy in my TikTok bio. Just click the picture of me. I don't think you're going to leave the broadcast, and you got 10 minutes to get your copy at 75% off. No, I didn't say never pay cash. You have to compare. I said paying cash, y'all, it doesn't get you a better deal because we're not doing in-house financing anymore. Paying cash got you a better deal when the dealership was financing your car deal and you offered them all their cash up front. Now, when you buy your car, from the moment you leave, the dealership is on their way to getting funded from the bank in an hour, 2 hours. It's electronic. So whether you pay cash or whether the dealership gives you a loan and they then get cash from the bank, they're getting cash no matter what. So it doesn't get you a better deal. what you have, the financially wise thing to do, because it's no right or wrong. The financially wise thing to do is to look at what you're doing with your money and then look at the cost of borrowing money. Because the I get that some people are very attached to interest, but interest is not the only loss. When people say I don't want to pay interest, but if your money could be in the bank, I mean could be invested. There are some people who invest their money, they get 10%, they get 15%, they buy real estate, they get 20%. They're not going to put their money in a car, because not only do they not get a positive return, they get a negative return on the money. So if they pay $30,000 for a car cash, the value of that cash is 15 grand in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. The cash is worth less, where they could have put the cash in something that would make them more money. So what I always say is I'm never going to say buying cash, paying cash is right or wrong. It depends on what you're doing with your money. If you're investing your money and buying things, and your money is very valuable to your investments, and the cost to borrow is low. The cost to borrow money must be low, 2%, 3%, 4%. You got to be able to make more money borrowing than you would make by if my money's going to get me 15%, I'll pay the bank 6% to use their money, because I'm still coming out with a net win. And what's happening with some of you, unfortunately, who if you're talking finances and you say I don't want to pay interest, but you're not considering opportunity cost of where your money could be to actually increase it, because there is something called inflation. So you know our money loses its value every year. It loses a percentage of its value. So these are the people who don't pay cash for cars. People who are very committed to those ways of thinking. Like, I need to keep my money working. I need to keep my money making more money. And if I put it in a car, I lose the opportunity to go and put that money to work at 15, 20%. But yeah, it's a personal thing. Car buying is very personal. That's why in my book, I teach custom strategies. I don't teach you how to do something that someone else should be doing. If I'm teaching you how I would buy a used car and how I want you to buy a used car to protect yourself and make sure you pay the least, I'm not going to I'm not going to talk to you about leasing. You'll see we're focused totally on the purchase of a used car. So the way the book is, it has links where you jump to section. This is another reason it's a digital book, where you get here and it says, hey, if you're going to be buying a new vehicle, go here. Click this link and it takes you to that page. It's like a warp zone. It takes you to that section of the book. If it says pre-owned vehicle, you click here, it takes you to that section. So that book is made for several different people, because there is no one size fits all advice. I see we up to 3,800 likes on TikTok. As you come in, could you please tap the screen? Let's keep the likes up. That is beautiful. 3,800 is beautiful. We still got about 250 people on here between all the platforms. So shout out to the new people. If this is your first time seeing me, type me if this is your first time seeing me. Is $97? No, $97 is the price before the discount. You might have missed it. If it's showing $97, you could go to Deshone's book. DM me if you missed it. Let me see. Hold on. Because $97 is the price before the 75% off. First time attending. One time. First live. Phenomenal. Good to see you. Good time. Good to see you, Juanita Copeland. Good to see you, Levatus, Team Rock. A lot of people on TikTok. Joel, good to see you. So, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we'll be doing on a regular basis, especially like this is what I enjoy. What the book explains everything about purchasing a car and making sure you save the most money. The philosophy is we got to stop doing one-to-one negotiation, and you got to start learning to get bids and offers. You got to realize this, y'all. This is going to teach you to buy cars like you buy everything else. And you can get it from my free videos. This is exactly what I teach. The book is just everything in one spot. When we go into the supermarket, we got 10 companies trying to sell us spaghetti sauce. We got 10 companies, 15 companies trying to sell us potato chips, popcorn. We got all these companies trying to sell us cereal. If you want to buy a TV right now, all these companies want to sell us TVs. So we look at all these offers and we choose, we make the best price. Cars is one of the only things where we go and we let one person or one dealership make us think, you're the only ones that have this car. Meanwhile, there's 30 dealerships in 2 hours that have, could get the same type of car. 15 of them probably have a similar car like that within two hours of here. Why are you talking to just this one when you should be talking to these 15, 20 at once? You should be looking at all of them. That's how we do it. And it's a different way we do it when we buying new or leasing versus when we buying used. When we buying used, we go to the marketplaces where all the used cars are. So I've been with you from the beginning. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you. I got a lease coming during the fall. First thing you should be doing if you're going to lease again is checking your equity. You got to find out what your equity is. And that if you have equity, you do that by calling your bank, getting your payoff. And then you go to the websites that I always recommend: CarMax, Vroom's out of business now, Driveway, Carvana, Car Gurus has a Buy My Car feature, Kelly's Blue Book, Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation. This is going to be at least 6 offers so we can see what the market value is. That's how you know what your car is worth, because people are willing to write you a check for it. That's when you know it's real. It's not what a website says your car is worth. It says what people will write you a check for. So that's what you do. You get those offers, and then you call your bank and you find out what your payoff is. And you also have to find out if you have a third-party restriction or if you don't. You have to assess your equity. This is money. If you don't have equity, that's fine. But you need to know if you do, because if you do, you got to get it. They've let so many people walk away with no equity, or you've left your equity on the table, or you turned in your car and you didn't know you could have had equity. So this is in step 2 of my book. It's called the Equity Assessment. You could get yours immediate download. Go to deshonesbook.com, 75% off for 10 minutes. So it's normally $97, but for the grand opening, as long as I'll be doing this live, everybody could get it for 75% off. So this is what I'll be doing. I'm trying to show y'all that there's something I wanted to show y'all. I'm trying to see, is it showing the special price? Let me know. If you're on TikTok, you can get your copy in my TikTok bio, but I want to make sure that it's showing the special price. It shouldn't be showing the $97. That's the original price. So let me know if it's showing the 75% off. First time, welcome to the new people. Subscribe. This is what we will be doing. If you really stay with me and learn what I teach, I promise you, you are going to save so much money on every car you get. You're going to be able to guarantee that you paid less than everybody, and you're going to enjoy it. Like, you're going to really enjoy buying cars and leasing them, the way you should. That's my guarantee. No, I'm in Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. I'm not in New York. What's the best way to purchase a car after bankruptcy? So when you have credit issues, you lose options. You don't lose every option. So the name of the game is trying to, you're trying to find a lender who can give you a loan independent of where you buy the car. Now that's hard, because a lot of these places, they do something called restricted pre-approvals. This is a big game. We got to pay attention. I talk about this in the book, and I talk about this in my videos. You cannot deal with a restricted pre-approval. That's a pre-approval that says you can only go shop at these dealerships. You can only shop with Carvana. Hey, we'll pre-approve you. You're pre-approved for $25,000 with Carvana, with CarMax. We don't want an approval that limits where we can shop. If you have good credit or great credit, good or great, you have absolute freedom. You just need to learn how to use that freedom for where you can shop, how many banks you can shop, how many people want to compete for your business. But when you have credit issues, now those options become fewer. So what you're trying to do, you could check with a company like Limbuzz. I don't know them that well, but I do know that they're very highly rated. Why am I getting calls on Do Not Disturb? This is so weird. I'm literally on Do Not Disturb. I'm on Do Not Disturb and I'm still getting phone calls. That is, dude, does anybody know why that would happen? It's not from an emergency contact or anything. It's literally just, it's 75% for the next 10 minutes. Okay. As long as it said, okay, yep, perfect. Everybody's saying it said 75%. Oh, all right. I just want to make sure. So, yeah. So if you want everything I teach in one spot, step by step, that's what it is. I don't hold back information. That's why we've been we've really been really blessed to grow. You guys have supported the videos because I'm not holding back, but I cannot make step-by-step videos. I do have them. They're in Cars from Home University. Like you can't make step-by-step videos on social media. So everything step-by-step with like links, because it's stuff I want y'all to say when you're texting. I mean, when you're emailing these people, when they say this, hey, when can you come in, Miss Timmons? I see, we could definitely make a deal, but I really need you to come in. You need to know exactly what to say when they type that to you. So I have the scripts there where you open it up, you copy and paste, and you send that. Because being a former car salesman, I use those same scripts. I had to use those same scripts to try to make appointments. So I'm trying to buy something reliable 2018-19. Well, the first thing you got to do is assess budget. Before you think about the car you want, we got to think about the budget. This is just like buying a house. So if you have an old car that you're going to sell, or we don't trade them. We don't trade cars. Y'all hear me say that. So a lot of stuff oh, I hear Deshone say that all the time. I know you say we don't trade cars. So, but that's the once you decide whether you're buying or leasing, that's step one. You have to know that, y'all. That's the foundation of if you're going to get a great deal or not. You cannot help somebody get a great deal when they purchased a car when they should have leased a car. And the way you know if you should lease or purchase is based on how long you're going to keep the car. Has nothing to do with mileage. You're going to pay for mileage whether you own it or lease it. People think, oh, when I lease it, I got to pay for the mileage. You pay for mileage whether you own or lease. That's the foundation. Think about this. If we bought a car right now, we put a car outside your house right now. Let's say that car is worth $20,000. A year later, we come back. Nobody drove it. Is it still worth $20,000? Is it still worth $20,000? We parked it outside a year ago. Nobody touched it. No, right. That's how you got to understand that. It doesn't matter. You pay for your usage whether you own the car or not. Let's say a person went out and in 1 year, they put 100,000 miles on the car. How much less is it worth? A whole lot less. 1 year you did 100,000 miles? Yeah, man, I just drove all across country. All right, man, well, that car is worthless. Yeah, man, I know. I put 100. So you pay for usage whether you own or lease. So what you're trying to do is if you're not keeping your cars 8 years, you are spending so much more money than a person who's getting great lease deals. It's not even close. It's not even close. Look, let me show y'all how not even close it is. So this is for the person who said, I'm looking for 18, 19. First thing you got to do in the process, my book is 7 steps. So I'm going to tell you, step 1 is you got to know whether you're going to buy or lease. Because look at this. This young lady here, she's paying $690 for a $54,000 car. If she had bought that car brand new, $54,000, that's about $1,100 a month payment. She's paying $690. She's pulling up to people with the same car. Oh, I see you got the same car as me. Yeah, oh, that's so nice. Hey, if you don't mind, if you don't mind me asking, how much you paying for yours? Oh, I pay 690. 690? Oh, you must have put a lot of money down. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't put any money down. Oh man, how much you pay for yours? My payment is 1100. Wow, okay, same exact car. Oh, you know how you get 690? Oh, I lease it. I lease it for 3 years, and then I'm gonna get something else. Oh, you lease it. See, but I own mine. Yeah, I own this though. After well, how long you got to make that payment of 690? How many years is that? Oh, they said the loan is like 6 years. 6 years. Oh, so you make, I mean, of the 1100. So you pay 1100 for 6 years, is what you're telling me? Yeah, but then I'm gonna own it though. Oh, okay, great. So I'm gonna just pay 690 for this, and then I'm gonna invest the other 500 a month that I'm saving. I'm gonna put that in investments. So that 500 a month that you putting in your car, I'm gonna put this in investments. This is how people who get great lease deals move. People are out here. When y'all see these videos and y'all see the average car payment is $1,000, it's because people don't know about leasing. And they're buying these cars. They're buying these $50,000 cars, $45,000 cars. They're coming home with $800, $900 payments. It may be you. I'm trying to tell you, if you're not keeping your cars 8 years, you're overspending by thousands and thousands of dollars because you won't believe that leasing is for people like you. That is exactly. I've had people. I never thought I could drive this car because I thought I had to buy it. I thought I had to save up, save for retirement. I didn't know I could be leasing this car and paying $600 a month to drive a car that I thought was going to cost me $1,000 or $1,100 a month. Thank you, Scott. I'm glad. M. Scott. Thank you to the people who got the book. If you just jumped on, this is Deshone Q&A, Deshone the Auto Advisor Q&A. We're going to be talking about various subjects that I teach in the car buying space to make sure you save thousands of dollars. And I'll be just coming live doing Q&As. And I always be promoting my book because it's done well. It's rated close to 5-star on Goodreads, 4.97, and we're seeing a lot of success stories from the people who use it. So if you go to DeshonesBook.com, you could get your copy. It's 75% off for 10 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, you can scan the QR code to get yours. If you're on TikTok, you could go to my TikTok bio, click the picture of me. You'll see a link in my TikTok bio. Click that link, and then you'll see the one that says 10% off. I mean 75% off, and you grab your copy. So I appreciate it. That is my best stuff. And again, I teach my best stuff. That's why we've grown so fast. We're up to close to 2 million followers across 4 platforms. Like, that's amazing. But it's because I teach my best stuff. But again, I can't put it all in one place, step by step. And that's what the book is. So I appreciate it. Can you lease if you don't have good credit? Now, not usually, but it's not just about score. You got to pay attention to profile. Profile matters. It's not just, see, you can have let's say you've had 2 cars, you pay them on time, but you're behind on your credit cards, but they see you paid your car $500 a month, $400 a month, $600 a month. You pay that religiously. That person tends to get approved, even if the credit score is a little lower, because the profile looks good for the person who wants the loan. So it's not just all about score, but I would say we do want to treat this like buying a house. If we were trying to buy a house, what would we be doing? Trying to get our credit right. So whatever our score needs to be to buy the house, we work on it and we get our score there. I would say if you get yourself to a 660 or a 670, you're really outside of the manipulation zone. You got a good shot of being able to get a lease. Again, it still comes down to you having a job and income, but when it comes to score, that's where you could get that 660, 670. But if I wasn't there, I'd be trying to set myself up to lease. You don't want to be buying cars and you're a person who should be leasing. You want to buy one. If your credit's not there yet, get yourself an inexpensive one. Get yourself a cheap car, 10 grand, 12 grand. Get a loan on it. Cheapest car you can get a loan on. Small one though. Small as you can get. And just drive that for 2 years, because you're going to pay a high interest rate. They're going to make you pay a high interest rate on it. That's okay. But if it's 10 grand, 12 grand, you drive that for 2 years, make those on-time payments, and then you flip out of that into a lease. So you got to bite the bullet for 2 years, but then after 2 years, you come in and you pulling off in a brand new lease for way less money. So credit history, that's true. How early can you trade in your lease? Well, you got to know what your equity position is. That's why this is step 2 in what we do. After we determine if we're going to buy a lease, we got to look at our current cars, and we got to say, what is our current car worth? I'm not a fan of people just keeping extra cars. Yeah, you know what, man, I'm gonna get this car, but I'm gonna keep this one. Why are you keeping that one? Well, every now and then I might want to drive it, but you about to get this nice car, make a payment on it. The only people I recommend have more than one car is if you're doing high mileage driving. Some people are like, man, Deshone, I've been driving 30,000 miles a year. I want to lease a nice car. And I'm like, all right, well, lease a nice car for like 10, 12,000 miles per year, or even 15, and then mix the mileage up. Drive the nice car half the time, drive the mileage car half the time. I teach this in the book too. Now you got one car payment, you got your nice car, you take that everywhere, and then you got your car that you've had for 5, 6, 7 years, and you just keep putting mileage on that. But other than that, I think you sell what you have. You don't let a vehicle sit in there that you're only driving 1 or 2 days a month, or 3, 4 days a month. You sell that car, and that's the equity assessment. Making sure we get the most money for our current car is called the equity assessment. We got to see if there's any equity. We got to see if there's negative equity. That changes our plan too. What's up, Zelda? Good to see you. What's the best decision to make now after 1 year buying my car with $1,000 monthly? It's always the equity position, because the equity is going to tell you if you can get out or not. See, some of you, if you bought a car and you're thinking about wanting to trade it, type me now. If you bought a car and you're at the point where you have a car and you're thinking about trading it, type me so I could so we could talk to y'all for a second. Thanks, Barbara. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Okay. No. Leasing with intent to buy is not a good plan, because when you lease a car, you're driving it for 3 years. When you buy it at the end, you're taking out a 5 or 6 year loan. So you're literally paying on the same car for 7 or 8 years, or some like 3 years to lease it, another 6 years on the loan. And that's 9 years. 9 years of payments on the same car. Okay, so if you have a car and you're thinking about trading it, the first step is always going to be, after you determine if you leasing or buying, and if you're not keeping your car 8 years, you should be leasing. Now we got to check our equity. We have to, step 2 is to check our equity. We got to find out, is the car we're dealing with that we're replacing, can we make some money on it? Are we going to break even on it? Or are we going to be in negative equity? Now, negative equity might slow us down from replacing it. If we got negative equity, we can only do one of 3 things: transfer it, pay off the difference, or wait. That's all you could do. Waiting means we have too much negative equity. We can't transfer it over. It's too much. Because you can't just take 5 or 6 or 10 grand of negative equity over to your next new car, because the banks can't loan that much money. They're going to look and say, the car you're buying is $30,000. Why is the loan that they want $45,000? Well, they're trying to put the negative equity in it. They say, we're not going to loan that much. It's higher than their loan to value ratio. So this is why we have to know what our equity position is whenever you have a car that you're thinking about getting out of. That's always the first step. Am I going to buy or lease? Because you're going to find, I'm going to tell you, look, I'm going to hit y'all with some bad news, but it's always good news, because we're making you aware, but then we're also saying, here's the new way so that you don't have to make these mistakes again. Negative equity is oftentimes tied to 2 things. I've seen thousands of transactions in the car business. It's tied to 2 things: an emergency, which means I bought this car and I had to switch it quick. I was planning on keeping it, but I got to change cars. My wife is having triplets. We need a bigger car now. I thought I was going to keep it. It's not we bought a bad car, because there's another reason. Oh, the car is breaking down. I want to trade it in. that means we didn't buy a quality car for our money. So I don't attribute that. When we learn to buy quality cars, that won't happen. When we learn that we don't get we gotta, there are ways and things that we can check: reliability ratings on Google, longevity records on Google, to make sure that the year of car we're buying is not a bad car. Once we see that we can do that, now that's not an issue for us switching our car. Oh, it's having problems. But what is an issue is an emergency. Like I just said, wife's having twins or triplets. We need a big car. And the second thing, and this is the most common thing, is people who don't understand leasing. Because you take out 5-6 year loans, 7-year loans, and you trade the car in when you're halfway through, when you're 2 years in, when you're 3 years in, when you're 4 years in, and you always owe money, and you're always trying to get the most money you can because you owe money on the car, and now you're like, dag, I got too much negative equity. That is an issue of not leasing. That is not an issue of, oh, I should have took a shorter loan. I should have put more money down. No. Why would I put more money into a car that I'm already upset I'm putting too much money in? That's the reason. Like, I'm trying to get this car. When we trade our car, you like, yo, sorry, sir, you have 5,000 of negative equity. Dang, man, I'm trying to get more money out there. You can't get me. That's all. That's the most I could get. Yes, I'm trying to get more money. Why would people tell? Well, you should have put more money down. If you would have put 5,000 down, then you wouldn't have the negative equity. Yeah, but I would be 5,000 poorer. So the solution is not to ever put more money on the car. They'll say, oh, well, take a short loan. Instead of a 5-year loan, you should take a 3-year loan. If you pay off the car quicker, you won't have negative equity. Yeah, but I'm also not getting that money back. That's what I'm telling you. That negative equity is a result of not understanding leasing. That's what negative equity is, unless you're in an emergency. Other than that, so this is all my book is called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's in there, but my step-by-step strategies. You're going to understand leasing. You're going to understand when to buy a lease. You're going to understand, if you keep hanging out with me on these lives, you're going to understand it in time. But if you want it all in one spot, it's an immediate download. It's a book that I always make sure stays updated. That's why I wanted to make it a digital book, not a print book. On top of that, I have links in the book that you can actually link to that open up videos. So when I'm teaching you about leasing versus buying, I'll say, hey, click here if you want to watch a video of me breaking this down. So if you're on TikTok, you could get your copy, click the picture. You could go, there's a website in my bio, and you can grab your copy at 75% off for 10 minutes. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook, just you can scan the QR code, or you can go to deshonesbook.com. Get yours for 75 minutes. I'm trying to get SUVs on my LLC. Here's the thing about that, y'all. Very common. You hear a lot of people talking about LLCs and vehicles. First thing is, it's not a different process. Unless you're going to get financing, like business financing, you still got to go find the car. You still got to go make sure you get the best price for the car. And what a lot of these people who y'all are seeing, who are making these videos about, buying cars in their business names, they're going to be audited in 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years. And some of them are going to have to pay back money because they put vehicles in their business name that weren't actually used for transportation in business. They're just writing off their monthly car payment, but they're actually not using the car for business. You ask them, what kind of business you got? Oh, I'm doing, consulting. Well, are you on the road? Are you meeting with people? No, I do it from my house. So when are you driving the car? When I go take my family to school and when I go out to dinner? You can't write off a payment and say this is business for a car that's not being used for business. And I just want to warn everybody, be very careful, because these videos go viral in the same way we see people now that are getting audited and they're being held accountable, going to jail for these PPP loans. It's going to be similar to when you see people who have bought cars or got these business lines of credit. So, but other than that, most of the process for shopping for a car, whether it's in your LLC or not, is going to be the same. You still got to find the car, find the best product, assess your budget, And assessing your budget means I need to know how much I can spend. If you're buying a car, you need to know how much, including tax, including everything, can I spend without going over to be below my budget. If you got $2,000 to your name, you don't want to go in and say, man, all right, I got $2,000 max. I don't want to pay no more than $450 and, whatever. And then you come out, if you don't know how much that leads to, that you don't know, you can spend $31,470. If you don't know that that's what you need to spend, you might go in looking at cars that's more than that. The bank might tell you, oh, you approved for $36,000, but you don't want to spend $36,000 because that's going to give you a higher payment than you want. So you got to be able to do your own thing. And I got a calculator and I got a particular thing I show you. We do it in seconds that tells you exactly what you can spend on a car. It's all in the book. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator because we got to take into account tax. Oh, trying to get the book, but it's still 97. All right. I don't know why I'm going to try to reset it. I was trying to do this last night. Let me see if I can reset this. All right, go back and tell me if y'all see it. Anybody who it was still showing the 97 price, go back now. If you're on TikTok, you could go to the TikTok bio, click the link, and click the one that says 75% off my book. If you're on Facebook, you can scan the QR code. If you're on YouTube, scan the QR code or go to Deshone's book and let me know what it's saying now. All right. What is a reasonable money factor? Okay, Frank says he got his for 24. Okay, congratulations, Frank. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your success story. You don't worry about the money factor. Somebody said, what's a reasonable money factor for Alexis? Here's why you can't worry about that, because you can't control it. There are deals that I'm showing. I'm going to be showing y'all the deals that my students make inside Cars from Home University. And some people have sent me their deals who've gotten the books. I'll show you when you start seeing the way they make these deals, you'll understand these are not advertised deals. Like this right here, Greg. He just got this last month. This isn't an advertised deal. This is something $527 a month, no money down for a $56,000 vehicle. That it doesn't matter what the residual is. It doesn't matter what the money factor is. It doesn't matter what rebates are on there. What matters is he sat at home. He talked to 25 dealers from home. He got 5 quotes or more. We always got to get 5 to 7 quotes. Hold on. Oh, y'all didn't see this. The new people on TikTok didn't see this. This is somebody who you when you use my formula, people don't believe 1% deals were even exist. Now, this was the first person. We work with probably 5,000 people. Look at the payment. 527, 56,000 MSRP. Now, we've worked with probably 5,000 people have the book. And probably another 1,400 to 1,500 are in my Maps Academy video course, where the same stuff I teach in my book, I have it all in step-by-step videos with coaching. So this is the first person since we've opened that up, and we opened it up in November 2021, who I've seen get a 1% deal. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate the gift. Shout out to everybody sharing on TikTok. Shout out to the new followers. Shout out to the new subscribers on YouTube, new followers on Facebook. Appreciate you all. But so when we're shopping deals, y'all, if you're shopping for a lease, you don't worry about the money factor. All you do is get your quotes, get your offers, and then when you see at the end, you'll know. I talk about in my book, we got to know what a bad lease program is. When we get a bunch of offers, 5 to 6 to 7 offers, if they're still over 1.5%, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 of the MSRP, no money down, then that's just a bad lease program. And no dealer can give us enough to fix a bad lease program. But we don't know that until we shop. Greg didn't know he was going to get this price until he shopped. He got all his offers and he saw what the best one. This is how you get great money off. You get bids. When y'all start looking at multiple options instead of just one, you're going to see, wow, this is how I save money while I sit at home, while I'm at work, And this is how we buy everything else. Every other company is willing to compete for our business. Every other company. But when it comes to cars, they've trained us to go back and forth with one dealer, maybe two. But we sit at home, we're looking at 20, 30. So it's easy to save money when you're doing it this way. It's easy to be in control when you're doing it this way. No, you don't negotiate the MSRP on a lease because we always negotiate on leases. We get all our lease offers with first month's payment only out of pocket, 12,000 miles per year. And then in my script, these are the things you need to get a quote. You must tell a dealer your zip code, because you can't get a quote with taxes if we don't know the zip code. So I remember when I was in sale, when I was in a dealership, it would be people I wanted to give them a quote, but I didn't have enough information to give them a quote. I couldn't give them. So you need zip code. You need I need to know what your job is or any affiliations you have. If you're a part of any clubs, if you're any attorneys, CPAs, sometimes there's rebates for this. I need to know what cars are in your household, whether you lease them or purchase them. Sometimes there's conquest rebates or loyalty rebates for this. I need to know if you're ex-military or military. Sometimes there's military rebates for this. I need to know if you're a part of Costco or any AAA. I need to know these things. So in the book, I link y'all to my template. Those same three things, those same things I just broke down. You could send those things by manual, but when you're sending them to 25 dealers at once, or 15 or 10 dealers who have the car you want at once, they have everything they need to give you an offer now. And we also need the scripts. We always have to keep things on our agenda and be firm that we are purchasing from home. But when we get our quotes, we're getting our quotes on leases, first month payment only, all taxes and fees in the payment. When we're buying cars, we get our quotes all in with taxes, fees, everything built in. So this is all in the book. Thank you, Larry. This is all of what I teach in my videos, in my course. But my book is everything step by step. It links you to my scripts. It links you to my templates. I gave you the exact websites, and it keeps you on your course. If you're leasing, I'm not talking to you about getting a loan. I'm walking you through the lease process. If you're getting a used car, I'm not talking to you about new cars and taking you through getting bids on new cars. So everything is custom, and that's why I had to make it an ebook. I couldn't make it a print book because we had to create those links. It links to videos, and you could get it for 75% off as part of our official launch. So it's in my bio, or you could just try to remember all of this stuff. You can do that too, because I'm gonna continually be coming live now. I miss going live. I always enjoy going live. We'll start scheduling these. You'll know kind of when I'll be, because the mission is to really get this information in people's hands. That's why we wanted to do the 75% off. The book's affordable right from the start. It's worth thousands. Anybody who's on goodreads.com, if you type in the name of that book, you'll see all the reviews. You can read them. In fact, right on the page, I'll link to more reviews if you want to read them. The book is worth thousands. It's worth the full price of $97, but as part of our launch, 75% off just sounds like the right thing to do. So you can get yours in my TikTok bio or go to Deshone'sBook.com. Hi, Deshone. I've been out of the loop with you after 2 great lease deals, and I'm ready to lease. Phenomenal, Joe. Phenomenal. I'm glad, man. Welcome back. You just have to learn to assess your equity, see if you have any equity in that old lease, and then pick your car that you're going to release. But I like to tell you to have 2 or 3 other options. Go see some cars. See some cars. Just in case the first choice has a bad lease program, you go to your second choice, because leasing is a value play. I'm not going to overpay for a lease. We cannot pay too much for a car we're giving back in 3 years. So that's why it's a step-by-step thing. First step in the book, the name of the book is Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, Avoiding Dealerships. First step is decide whether you're buying or leasing. Second step is equity assessment. We always have to deal with our asset, the thing we have in our possession, see how much it could be worth, Then we move into budgeting. So we can't move into budgeting without knowing how much our old asset is worth. So we move into budgeting to step 3. We move into shopping, step 4. We move into getting offers, step 5. Paperwork, protection, going over warranties, step 6. Right before we take delivery, step 7. So the book is designed to walk you through the process step by step, no matter what your situation is. Upgrades on my Mustang. Just do it. I would think if you're looking for somebody to install upgrades on your Mustang, you could find somebody with a lot of reviews. Don't let them you got to find a company with a lot of reviews, who's been around. You want a long track record, a lot of reviews. Best thing I could tell you. Where do I reach out to you with your book? Well, we don't typically have like an author's upgrade. I had one person say that she gave me a 4-star review because she was like, "Oh, I would love to talk to the author." And she said everything is great. But I said, "Listen, let me ask you a question. Quite honestly, I got a couple books back here on my shelves. I can't tell y'all one of these authors that I could talk to. I'm just saying. We've tried to be. I do make access available to me through my coaching school, but that takes things from written form to video form. That's Cards from Home University. Those are the people who I give access to because it's just we have people all over the country. I can't give access to everybody. I just have a limited amount of time. But the book. I mean, I'll be doing these lives a lot. That's one thing y'all will see. I will be doing these lives a lot. Oh, my man, Mr. Grove, follow this man. He saved me over $100 a month on my last lead. Appreciate you, man. We got to know we paid the bottom. So, all right. So I'm happy to jump on. I'm about to pull out. My 40th birthday is tomorrow. I'm excited to spend some time with my wife. I will be back Friday, and I might be able to jump on Friday. But if not, we'll certainly be here all of, I don't know. I think I'll be back as early as Sunday. I might come Sunday. But we just wanted to come. We wanted to test it. We wanted to make sure you guys knew. We wanted to give you guys who hopped on with us the special 75% off. If you saw, this is the book here. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's normally $97. It's been $97, and you've never heard me mention it. And we've gotten a couple thousand into the market just privately, but you can see it's rated very highly on Goodreads, and it's everything I teach in one place. I want y'all to have my scripts. I don't want y'all saying what you think that you should say. I want y'all saying what I tell you to say, because the car business is predictable. So one of the things we're able to do, because the car business is predictable, is we're able to, if they use scripts, then we just write scripts that go to them. We don't talk to salespeople, because most salespeople are trained in a bad way, and they'll make the purchase harder. So when we're talking to people, we're talking to managers, we're talking to used car managers, we're talking to sales managers. Even when you start emailing, if some of you who are going to use the book and get a lease, when you go on a dealer's website, you contact those dealers the way I show you. If you go on there and you send an email to 15 to 25 dealers, after a couple of days, managers follow up with you. So now you're going to be talking to managers, and it's easier to make a deal sometimes with a manager. And you do this while you're at home. So you're in control. You're talking to multiple dealers. You're going to get enough prices to guarantee that you save the most money you could have saved. That's what you have to do. And for $24, normally $97, but our official launch of the book, we really launched it last night, but that was a test. We didn't know. I had my man Dolan. He's in the background making sure the broadcast goes good. But we wanted to just test and see if the systems would work, and thank God they did. So we figured we would come back today, 12 o'clock. I'm jumping off, but definitely I would appreciate if you get the book for your own protection. and use it. Put it to the test, and you're going to see, Dad, this book literally has the same things I hear him talk about, but it's in a structured way. There's no guesswork. There's no, okay, what should I do here? Okay, I'm stuck here. Like you see, it just walks you through from step to step, from start to the time you're picking up your car. They all want to see offers on paper to beat the price. We don't let people see other offers. We don't need to, because the 20% are going to give you the offers. They're not going to play these games. And then when you counter them, because I teach you how to counter offers, then they'll tell you, man, that's the best I could do, man. I got nothing left. And then you just take it, because they beat everybody. That's the thing about winning bids. When you're winning and I know my competitors want your business, but I'm going to make you this offer. I'll take off this amount. And you see these offers, and then you start saying, okay, these people were taking shots at me. Man, this person was $3,000, $4,000 higher. And some of these dealers are the same dealers that you may have been dealing with for years, buying cars from. And you wonder, man, how long they've been overcharging people? You have no idea. So when you get multiple offers, it's impossible not to save thousands, and it's impossible, but you got to do it right, because we cannot sit online and just think we can get offers without giving people the information I mentioned like 10 minutes ago. We can't do it. We can't do it. So we got to be able to say, I'm going to get, if you're going to do it the old way, or not even the old way, if you're going to do it not through a website like I teach, then I would at least be getting one offer from one dealer and then calling multiple sales managers saying, hey, I got this offer. Can you beat it? I got this offer. Can you beat it? But I like doing it on their websites easier, because I could talk to 25 at once, and I could keep it all in my email. And by the way, we always get a Gmail. Whenever we do this, we always get a Gmail. That's in the book too. We get a separate email, because I don't want all my car shopping mixed with my personal shopping. You know what I'm saying? Does the book go over when to have them run credit? Of course. Absolutely. We are not running our credit until we found something to purchase. When we have purchased something, when we are ready to purchase something, that is when people are accessing our credit. It's not before we found something, went over numbers, locked up the deal. Congratulations. Now let's get into credit. It's not before that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off because I gotta get ready. But thank you, Robert. Shout out to the people who bought the book. If you got the book, or if you're getting it, just I want to acknowledge you. If you just say, got mine, I see you, Robert. I appreciate it. Enjoy it. That book has already produced lots of success stories, lots of confidence. Anthony said, where do I buy it? Just click the picture of me. You're going to go to my TikTok bio. There's a website link. Press that link, and then click the one that says 75% off for 10 minutes. Everyone gets an opportunity to buy it for $10. I mean, for $24. No, it shouldn't be $97, unless you went there and you might have missed the timer. I gotta see how to adjust it, because it is once the timer goes off, it does go back to let me clear the tracking. Let me see if that works. All right, try it now and let me know if you could get it. Just got mine. Need help. Phenomenal, Fatima. Just dig in. It's step by step. If you're on TikTok, just go to my TikTok bio. If you're on YouTube, you can scan the QR code. Here, I'll put it up. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to deshonsbook.com and you'll get you'll see the 75% off pop up. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dolan. Dolan's still in the background. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna jump off. Congratulations, those who got the book. I appreciate it. You're gonna love it. I will continue to be live when I get back in town. But dig into the book right now. Download it. Start watching the video. You're gonna see it's a book like you've never seen before. You're gonna be like, yo, I've never read something and it says, hey, click this to watch a video, or click this to open a calculator and use this. because I have calculators that I specifically invented that I linked to in the book, that because there were no real calculators for doing what we need them to do. So I was like, okay, we got to make these calculators. So we linked to some of them in the book. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot out of it. I just got the book at 75% discount. Wonderful, Joe. I'm excited to go at it again. Phenomenal, phenomenal. You're gonna be very confident, very confident. So just trust the new way. Jaden said I got mine. Stuart got mine. Thank you so much. Stuart said yes, it was $24. Perfect. Yes, sir. Robert, thank you. All right. All right. Thank you for all the great advice. Love your stuff. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you, man. We got a lot more coming. We're just getting started. So have a great day, y'all. God bless. Enjoy the book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. I put 14 years of experience into it. Dig in, and you're gonna see, man. I want this to be like, yo, this was one of the best $24 I could have ever spent in my life. So that's what I hold myself accountable. That's what I want you saying after you use it. So dig in, and I will talk with y'all soon. Thank you so much. JC, whenever the advice is not good, is not accurate, I update it because it's not a printed book. That's the good thing about having a digital book. If there's a website that's no longer valid, the strategies I teach are not going to expire because getting bids is just that's the way you should be purchasing. The websites may change, but the actual process isn't going to change. If websites change, I just update them. That's why I didn't print the book, because that's another reason I didn't print the book. All right, y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you again.